Welcome back to AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season here at Gardens Oval. Our round 4 clash between Waratah and Darwin Buffaloes. I'm Will Zwar, joined by Stu Davis. And it's Waratah who hold a 2-point lead as we are about to start the second quarter. 2 goals, 3-15 plays, 2 goals, 1-13. And it's been Thomas Cree who's probably the biggest hold on this game, isn't it, Stu?
Yeah, definitely. As we mentioned throughout the first quarter, it's been a real arm wrestle, but he's really been the standout player. He's got involved through the midfield and up forward when he's been up there, and he's got both of Tar's goals and having a real influence on the game. But just before we get started again, a shout out to the umpires. Umpires in this game: Daniel Lancaster, Joel Morrison and Emma Stark. Emma Stark, the young 15-year-old who's doing her second Men's Premier League game today, so fantastic to see the junior umpires coming through the ranks together with the senior umpires. Play's underway, and again, no clear winner from the stoppage, but now bowls for Buffs, takes possession, drills one forward into the arms of Sharp, who takes a diving mark outside 50. He plays on now, kicks in short. This one almost chopped off in defence by Catanach, but the ball spilled out, and now Tar's working it through the hands, and it just spilt over the boundary line out of the hands there of Goulden for Tars as they were trying to run away out of defence.
I imagine the coaches might have been on their players' backs there already. It's a much faster game than we saw in the first quarter. Waratah ruckman wins it. Turnbull, who's lost his helmet at the quarter-time break there, couldn't quite grab it. Ball flips out. Still no possession. Stokes tries to hack it forward. It'll be Turnbull who takes possession. Try to get it out to Collis. Buffs now kick it forward, courtesy of Remfrey. And that's a good mark up forward.
Yeah, Lakoviak, I think it is, who kicked one of Buff's goals in the first quarter.
And Zach Lakoviak, there's 3 of them out there. Obviously, Jacob playing and Mahale.
Yeah, they're a lot stronger side when those blokes are back in the side, I think, Will. They were really disappointing last week, Buffaloes, and looking to bounce back this week.
He strolls in and kicks his second goal for the day.
So a good start for Buffs in this second quarter. They won the first centre clearance and have had it in their forward line ever since. And yeah, just some good vision, good use of the ball. Saw Anzac Lakovic on the end of it, and he made no mistake with the set shot. So playing out of the goal square early in this game, Lakovic, and as Will said, he's got 2 goals on the board already. So he's wearing number 5 for Buffs. He's got 2 goals, and Cree's wearing number 5 for Tars, and he's got 2 goals. So they're dominating the game. Again, the big hit out, but as Bowles went to take possession there's a free kick called off the ball. It's going Jared Stokes' way for Buffs, and he's looking for options now. Goes down the corridor, and
great lead there from Sambono.
It was a great lead. It was a penetrating kick coming in, and I'm not sure that was the intended target, but certainly got over the back of the 2 players in front, and Sambono sliding in, taking the mark, and he'll be kicking from about 50 here. So had 1 set shot already in the first quarter, was unsuccessful, but another opportunity here now. Cassian Sambono this is. Kicks from the paint of 50, that's out wide. Oh, huge leap down there, and the mark taken by Lakoviak down there, this time Mihail Lakoviak, and just in front of the boundary line there, so his angle will be pretty sharp, but spectacular mark taken down there. Comes round on the left foot now, tries to hook it back, just hasn't hooked it back up. He liked it, I think, but the goal umpire said no, and a behind only.
And just in front of the Buffs crowd there, they would have loved it if he'd managed to sneak it home, but it wasn't to be. So Waratah will now look to restart play from fullback. finds his man in Jake Bowd in the back pocket. He plays on, throws it on the left, looking for Brodie Carroll. Couldn't take the mark, but took possession. Ooh. And Buffs win it back as Stokes kicks it inside forward 50. But again, it's Bowd who mops up. Tars working it across the outer side. Kicks it inboard. There's our man Cree. His first touch of the quarter. Very lively in that first. And he finds Jaden Magro on the wing. He plays on. And kicks forward. Not a great attempt. But here comes McGrath. Runs onto it, throws on the boot, and that's well wide out on the full.
So Tars going forward for the first time this quarter, but yeah, just a hurried kick and try to hook it round the corner. Wasn't able to do so. And Puffs bring it out of defence. And Jared Stokes runs onto it here in the middle of the ground. Long hand pass out to Bowles. Bowles in some space now. He kicks deep inside forward 50. Lakoviak under it, running onto it down there for Tars is Sambono again. He gets a hand pass inboard, but Gooch was there in time for Tars. Read it well, cut off the hand pass and carried the ball over the boundary line for a boundary throw in the right forward pocket.
General in defence for Tars. Gooch is. Probably weren't favoured there, but he did his job and he worked it to the boundary line, and that was definitely a win in that situation. Be Stevens on Darcy in the ruck here. Stevens wins it. Out to O'Dwyer. Now the Tars running backman, again using their hands. Not a great one out to Collis. Wrestle for the ball. Bowd tackled. An umpire calls holding the ball. Buffs looking to play on quickly, but umpire's having none of it. Dylan Gordon enters the forward 50. Looks for Lakoviak. Couldn't find him. And Collinson works it over the boundary line. Tars player down there. Can't see quite who it is. Just a bit ginger out of that contest. Nothing too bad. He's up and about again.
Yeah, Nick Gooch, I think it is. He makes his way back to the defensive goal square. Still looks a bit sore. But this time, a hit out one by Graham. But Tars couldn't take advantage of it, and it's gone over the boundary line. And another boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Buffaloes, kicking to the city end of the ground in this second quarter. Graham and Darcy. Graham wins this one almost uncontested in the end, down to Stevens. Stevens clears it out of defence, but chopped off by Bradley Stokes down there. He centres the ball into Xavier Grant, and Grant looking to go short, and again on the end of this one Sambono, he drills the ball in forward, but falls into the hands of Mihail Lakoviak round the corner, if you don't mind, straight through the middle. So almost a goal out of nothing there really, but yeah, as the pass came in, it just bounced forward into the hands of Lakoviak, and he just off one step round the corner. An excellent finish. And so yes, both the two of the Lakoviak boys playing deep forward and paying off early in this quarter for Darwin Buffaloes.
Wasn't a great forward entry there by Sambono. Drilled it a bit too much and it didn't quite make his man, but Lakoviak smart enough there to make something out of nothing and quick enough to kick the goal. They edge forward now to an 11-point lead, 4 goals, 2-26 plays. Waratah 2 goals, 3-15. So we edge just past the 8-minute mark of this second quarter here at Gardens Oval. Play restarts. Buffs working it back, and now forward through Gordon. But just into space, and it'll bounce out of bounds on the far wing.
So of course Matty Campbell not playing today for Buffs Wills. He's leaves a bit of a hole in the forward line, but pretty well covered so far by the two Lakoviaks down there. But Yeah, he'll be, after playing his milestone 100th game last week, Matty obviously missing out this week, and Tars looking to just slowly work the ball out of defence. And McGrath gets the kick in forward. Some strong body work down there. Grant felt that one. Picked up by Lukoviak through the middle of the ground now. Slips over. Gets a hand pass back to Eldridge. Eldridge kicks into space on the grandstand side of the ground. Bounces into the hands of Sambono here. He's trying to work around Gooch in front of him. Couldn't do so. Chips the ball around the boundary line. Picked up by Anzac Lukoviak. His hand pass misses the target back there. Coming in strongly at the ball there was Corey Rich, and he was tackled by Sambono and penalised for failing to dispose of the ball. Play on quickly here, and quick kick forward by Jacob Lukoviak right down to the goal square, and ball spills out through the marking contest, and Jake Bowd again strong in defence and sees the ball over the boundary line.
Just make note of Xavier Grant, a big hit there with O'Dwyer, and straight away he's gone to his right shoulder. He's slowly making his way off the ground, just coming onto screen now. Be interesting to see if he takes further part. It looked like a very big hit. As play resumes, Collis takes the ball from the hit out. The Buff's now working it. O'Dwyer taps it on. Now the clearing kick, rebounding from 50. No one in particular, but Gooch will run onto it. Oh, he hasn't kicked that on the full, has he? No, it's a throw-in.
Alistair Darcy's had his hand up for some time. He's obviously doing the ruck work for Buffs. Alistair Darcy was a junior at Waratahs actually, Will, and also played some footy at 2E Bombers as well. So at Buffs now though. Play on's the call, and out of defence it's Magro for Tars out in front of Turnbull. Turnbull gets a hand pass forward. Corey Rich tackled there, gets it back to Turnbull. Hand pass back again to Rich. Rich getting run down here, and some good defensive work there by Bradley Stokes. Kept running and put the pressure on, and bounced off the Buffalo player, and a bit of confusion about whose free kick it is, but I think they've called out of bounds on the full off the leg of a Buffalo's player. But Magro anyway with the free kick. Kicks long inside forward 50 over the back. The mark taken down there by Kitschke. And that was a good penetrating kick by Magro. Got it over where most of the players were set up. And Kitschke read it best and took the mark over the back of the pack.
It's a good mark there from Kitschke in their first real entry inside forward 50 this quarter. Be a tough kick though. We'll be starting his run up from outside the boundary line. Kitschke now walking in. Kicks it.
Great kick.
Very happy with that one. The umpire says all clear. So they reduce the margin. Now 3 goals, 3-21. Waratah trailing Darwin on 4 goals, 2-26. 12 minutes through this second quarter here at Gardens Oval.
So Tar's first goal for the quarter, and that was a really good finish from deep in that left forward pocket by Kitschke. And yeah, good forward movement, good penetrating kick by Magro, who's has been a bit of a revelation for Tars in the first few games of the season, coming up from WA. And yeah, if you can just get players with a bit extra on their kick, that can really change the game up for you. And that's what happened there, with obviously Kitschke aware of what Magro could do with the ball and sitting himself in the perfect place. So another ruck contest now. Again, it's won by Wilkins, but Tars trying to work it out around the back of the centre circle. Now the kick comes towards the boundary line. Interesting to see what the call is here. Buffaloes wanted to deliberate, but was kicked from a fair way away, and there were players in the vicinity, so it's a boundary throw in.
I think Corey Rich's extraordinary effort to try and get to the ball there might have helped their case. If he hadn't, he might have caught it the other way, the umpire, and a free kick for deliberate. But instead we'll have a throw in to restart. And Wilkie again wins the hit out, back to Collis. Now to Rich. Kick forward by Ross. And Turnbull now crumbs it Hands it over the top to Collis. But couldn't quite get onto it as he runs it over the boundary line.
Yeah, so you mentioned Turnbull's discarded the headgear and just gone with the bandage around their head. I thought it was the first time I'd seen him in headgear. I wondered what the story was there, but noticed at quarter time he had a big bandage on his forehead, so obviously came into the game with that and didn't like the headwear and prefers just the bandage around the head. He's in the action again now with about a 2-inch handball to Stevens. Stevens chips laterally to Collis. Collis got his hands to the ball, didn't take the mark, recovers now. Hand passes forward here to Golden. Golden's confronted by Jared Stokes, who makes an excellent tackle. Golden just couldn't get around him, and it's a free kick to Stokes in the middle of the ground. He kicks the ball straight up the corridor over the head of Sambono this time, and Tars are going to be first there. Gooch overruns it though, and then gets tackled as he butters up. Picked up nicely down there by Bowd. And Tars trying to work the ball out of defence. Bowd again. He's tackled strongly and made his kick pretty much ineffective. Sharple's caught with the ball underneath him. And umpire Stark will come in and ball it up just outside forward 50 for Buffaloes.
Some good pressure there from Buffaloes. Tars probably had the numbers and should have made a much better effort there, but Buffs definitely held them to account. Turnbull now hands it out to his co-captain in Carroll. He kicks it forward. The target there, and Arnold couldn't take the mark. And it was Kickett who was tackled by Keranoa. And Arnold runs it over the boundary line.
Yeah,
arm wrestle still seems to be
yeah,
0-0. Neither team really taking control of the game here.
But certainly an interesting contest and a good atmosphere here at Gardens Oval as usual. The ball comes out the back of the pack. Collis hand passes over to Turnbull. Turnbull, who's been much better in this second quarter since he's lost the headgear, I think. Chipped it across to Gordon. He goes short to Magro. Magro now kicking from outside 50 and out into some space again. I think it was Kitschke again on the end of that one, but just couldn't take the mark this time, and the ball finds its way over the boundary line for a throw-in.
I was about to say the same thing with Robbie Turnbull in his headgear. Not sure if it's a confidence thing, or I do know that it can get quite hot and sweaty up here. Often players will leave their headgear in an ice bucket during the quarter time break, but he's obviously decided to ditch it altogether and seems to be paying dividends at this stage. It's Buffs work it forward now. Jacob Lakoviak kicks forward to Darcy. Couldn't find him. Gooch will be first to it here if he can pick it up cleanly. Can't. And Zach Lakoviak tackles him and will be rewarded with a free kick. About 25 out directly in front.
Yeah, he was a bit of a sitting duck there, wasn't he? He had to take possession, and then Lakoviak was just lurking and wrapped him up in the tackle, and the ball spilled out. So he's a chance for his third goal already in this game. And while Turnbull's had more of an influence in this second quarter, I think it's at the expense of Cree, who seems to have fallen out of the game a bit, Will.
I was just thinking the same thing here. Is Lakoviak lining up. Couldn't quite get his third, but he's been much more lively this quarter, unlike Cree, who's kicked 2 goals down the other end, both in that first quarter. 2 behinds as well. Really excited since we resumed play this quarter as we edge toward the 18-minute mark. Waratah trailing Darwin 3 goals 3-21 to 4 goals 3-27, an even kick as Arnold couldn't take the mark. Buffs managed to take possession, hacked forward by Lakoviak and kicked inboard by Collinson to Sambono, couldn't take the mark either.
He's in trouble.
He's pinged for holding the ball. And the Tars fans not happy with that one at all. Sambono has been lively. Hasn't kicked a goal yet. He's had a few opportunities. And we'll see if he can reward himself here.
So just getting the boot right. But yeah, I think player caught with the ball underneath him. There's a 50-metre penalty here. I don't know if it was something being said, but yeah, I think the umpires have been pretty consistent with that so far in the game. If you're caught with the ball underneath you, you've got to get it out or you're going to be pinged. So this will be a certain goal for Sambono from the goal line.
And the Buffs players looking to get around him and cheer him on.
Obviously his first senior goal for the club, and every one of them around him, which is great to see, all of those that are on the ground, of course.
Yeah. Good to see, and that'll get them up and about, you'd think.
Yeah, so the race is on now for the Buffs defenders to get back in position before the ball gets thrown up, but I'm sure that'll work. So yeah, it's been Darwin Buffs 3-1 this quarter, who've just had the better of the going so far.
That goal extends their lead out to 2 straight kicks. 5 goals, 3-33 to 3-3-21. Darwin leading Waratah. Young Emma Stark, we mentioned before, her second senior game umpiring. Very impressive young girl in the NTFL. Also playing for the under-18s for St Mary's. As a free kick is given to the Buffs just behind centre. It'll be Sharples. Gives it off to one of the Stokes boys. Kicks it forward, and that's a good mark from Anzac Lakoviak.
Yeah, he's been pretty powerful down forward, but his last shot at goal just looked a bit lazy on it, Will. You would hope that he'd just steel himself a bit more as he has this shot, perhaps a little bit further out than the last one as well. So sometimes that helps some players. But he's been an impressive performer so far today. It's obviously the way he kicks, and this one's close. Goal umpire might have had a change of mind down there then. So just waiting on what the decision's going to be. There's no interference. It was a clear shot at goal from a set shot. I don't think the boundary umpires will be able to help too much in this conversation.
He looked happy with it once he'd kicked it, but now both Buffs and Tars players seem to be preparing for a kick-in, so I'm not sure if that's a telling sign, but we'll see what the umpires decide. He's gone all clear by the looks of it. No, one behind.
So adjudged to be over the top of that goalpost in the end. And play resumes through Bowd. He runs away from the goal square, kicks to the outer side of the ground. And the ball spills free and passed back inboard by Sharples, but he was taken over the boundary line before he could get that hand pass away.
No chat there from, I think it was McGrath and Wilkins for Tars. If one of them had said something, one of them might have taken the mark, but instead it's a throw-in and a bit of a missed opportunity there. See if they can make amends here. As Wilkins wins the hit out. Stokes tackled to the ground. And a free kick to Stokes. It's Aaron Stokes there. Kicks to the lead. Oh, couldn't take it. Mihail Lakoviak looking to pick it up, but O'Dwyer will sweep it up. It's not a great kick out on the full. And Tars in danger of giving away a red time goal here. They wouldn't want to do that, as they already face a 13-point deficit. Buff's not too eager to move forward though, looking to load up. Here comes kick it, just behind centre.
Yeah, Buff's spreading wide on this side, just happy to chip it around, I think. And for this time rim free, and eventually time runs out in the second quarter. And so Buffs win the quarter 3-1, and are trailed by 2 points at quarter time, but push that out to a 13-point lead at halftime. So a real contest here, obviously anybody's game, Will, and Yeah, just the game hasn't really reached great heights and no one's really broken out, but we've got an arm wrestle, have done for the whole of the first half, and Tars are certainly right in it if they can just put together a couple of passages of play and get a couple of quick goals on the board in the third quarter.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens after this short break. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval. And at half-time, it's Darwin, 5 goals 4-34, leading Waratah 3 goals 3-21. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in lovely build-up Darwin. It's a round 4 clash between Waratah and Darwin Buffaloes. We're about to start the third quarter, and it's Waratah trailing Darwin 3 goals 3, 21 to 5 goals 4, 34, a 13-point margin. I'm Will Zwar, joined by Stu Davis. And as we've said all game, Stu, it's a bit of an arm wrestle. Buffs just sort of edged forward in that second quarter, but it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, it certainly is. And yeah, look forward to the second half, and hopefully we can get a bit more free-flowing stuff going. But regardless, it's a real contest, and obviously a crucial game for both sides. I think the winner tonight will push themselves into second spot on the table, so crucial as far as premiership positions go early in the season. So underway now, and through the hands, Bowles eventually gets it back out to Remfrey. Remfrey kicks long towards centre half forward. Lakoviak flying over the top, but it was off the hands of his opponent in front. Collinson now flicks a hand pass from over his head, and Tars bring it out of defence through Bowd once again. Eventually the ball works wide, and Corey Rich just loses his footing there, and Kickett runs through for Buffs, hands it off, and now Lakoviak takes another big mark. Looks like he likes to get a bit of spring off the ground and take a mark. He wheels in, kicking forward, inside forward 50, but chopping off in front there was Stevens, I think it is, for Tars taking that mark.
It is, and it was a great intercept there. Just read the play a bit better than the Buffs forwards. It's been lively so far.
50-metre penalty.
I think that might have been that stand rule there, not entirely sure, but players still adjusting to that. We've had 4 weeks of that rule so far, and from what I've seen, it's been relatively well adapted and adjusted to by the umpires and players alike. As Buffs launch into the forward 50, here's Cree, and he'll get a free kick. It's lively in that first quarter. He might prefer this end of the ground.
Yeah, a bit of push and shove in there. Tars wouldn't want to do anything silly to have this turned over. They've got a shot at goal from 25 out directly in front from and one of their better players with the ball in his hands. So players have sorted themselves out now and settled down, and Cree will go back for the shot at goal. So looking for the first score of the second half. It's Thomas Cree for Tars. Kicks on the way, but he's missed that one again. So missed a couple of opportunities. He's got a couple, of course, but that one, again, very gettable. And Darwin Buffaloes let off the hook there with a behind only.
Stokes.
Oh.
Not a great kick out, and it'll be free kick to Waratah. Another opportunity. Big Hollis kicking inside the forward 50 and finds Corey Rich. Snuck forward from his wing position. Been pretty strong on the wing today. Looks confident to have the shot. He'll go back and line up. Ambles in. Not a great kick across the face. In fact, he misses it well and truly. Buffs keep it alive. Exit out of fence. He might have been better to walk it over there, as O'Dwyer takes a mark about 80 metres from goal. He'll look to enter into the forward 50 and set up another opportunity for Waratah. Umpire calls play on, and he kicks it to the hot spot. And umpire Stark calls for a free kick for holding against Waratah. It's Eldridge who will take it out.
Yeah, Corey Rich, a free kick was against him. He's arguing the case here. He's saying that he was held first and he just shrugged Eldridge off him, but that's not the way umpire Stark saw it.
Kicked out now to kick it. It's been impressive in his first game for Buffs after crossing from Nightcliff. gets out there. Back flank, Captain Stokes takes the mark. Looks to play on. Hands it to Moroney. Moroney works it forward, but it's out of bounds. Wasted opportunity there for Buffs.
Yeah, just out in front of Luke Roberts there. There's a bit of feeling in the game early in this third quarter. A bit of push and shove and bumping. And
looks like it's Stokes and Collis there. And the two captains running together, Brody Carroll and Jared Stokes.
So Buffs, there's another high tackle. That's Jared Stokes on winning the free kick this time. Bounced up pretty well, so no problem. He kicks down towards half forward. Lukoviak goes with the foot, so the ball just fell short. But he's back on it again now. Anzac Lukoviak tries to get a hand pass to a teammate. Turnbull's in there working hard for Tars. And coming through there was Rich. Just kept the ball at his feet in front of himself. Oh, and he's met solidly after he's kicked that ball. And
simmering over here.
There'll be some reaction here. And it's a free kick and a 50-metre penalty. That was a solid hit. I think it might have been kick at the offending player that time. But anyway, Rich is up on his feet and coming to take the set shot at goal. So no real damage done, and he kicks now. And another poor miss from Tars at that end of the ground. So, gee, they've had a couple of opportunities. We've got another whistle on the play here, and it's a free kick to Cree at half forward for Tars before the kicking can be taken. So, as I said, a bit of feeling coming into the game, and a bit of overzealous push and shove, and hopefully players will sort themselves out soon. Cree's gone back, kicking off the pickets here for his run up for this shot at goal. He would be coming in from 30 metres away. Obviously wants to get some momentum through the kick. He runs inside 50 now. He's pulled this one left with his previous miss was right, and he gets some attention again from some Buffaloes players, but not much in that.
Thomas Clark letting him know about it. And they want to take their opportunities. They've had about 3 already in the early stages of this quarter, but they haven't been able to take them. Brody Carroll with a fist. And Clark hits Collis fairly on the ball, but it was a heavy hit. Work it out. Magro throws onto the left. Hooked it a bit too much. And it's a free kick against Tars this time. Buffs will take it from centre half back position. Definitely a bit of feeling in this one.
It's a relayed free kick, so it's going to be down on the goal line by the looks. Although, if the ball went over on the full, I don't know if that means it has to come back to where it was kicked from. So, players still having a bit of a push here, but it's yeah, the ball's coming back because it did go through. The kick did go through for a point, so Tars given the option of having another kick, which they'll take, and it's going to be Thomas Cree once again. Yep.
No, it'd be
it's Magro.
Magro. Yeah. So as I said, they need to take these opportunities. This will be their 4th shot on goal. In about as many minutes to start this quarter. Yet to convert a major. Magro obviously kicked a bag in his first game here in round 1 on Friday night lights against Palmerston. Yet to trouble with scorers today. But it's still been lively. Walks in. Wow. And he misses as well.
Wow.
And the Bronx cheers come from the Buffs supporters here at Gardens Oval. They now trail by 9 points, 3 goals, 7.25, plays 5 goals, 4.34. The umpire's bringing the ball back.
I think this might be a free kick against the runner. Just inside forward 50, I think, when the kick was being taken. So Tars have had every opportunity to make Buffs pay for these indiscretions, but haven't done so far. Now Cameron Arnold gets the opportunity.
Surely he kicks this one.
No mistake this time, and his teammates get around him. And be interesting to see how Buffs respond now, because yeah, they've been let off the hook a few times early in the quarter, and Tars have eventually got one.
Coach Cameron Stokes wouldn't be happy with that. They're still in the lead, but oh gee, they're very lucky. It's been a very ill-disciplined start from the Buffs. About 3 free kicks they've given away at least inside forward 50 to start this third quarter. And that margin now just back to 3 points. 4 goals, 7.31. Waratah trailing Darwin 5 goals, 4.34.
Umpire Morrison just talking to the players in the middle there, trying to get them to calm down and concentrate on the footy, which is good experienced umpiring. Hopefully they take heed.
It's a bit of niggle in the Tars forward line, and it'll be a free kick to the ruckman and Thomas Graham. I think that one against Stokes. Still trying to work out exactly what's going on here, but
I think it's a high tackle free kick.
Corey Richards moved forward, will take the free kick. His second shot on goal for the quarter after another free kick a couple of minutes ago missed. Doesn't look all that confident.
No, he was almost going to hand pass off to Magro, I think, but settled in to have the set shot now. Wow.
And he misses again. Might have been better to pass it off there. Tars definitely letting the Buffs off the hook here. And they're 4 goals, 8. Plays 5 goals, 4. So they've definitely had their opportunities, particularly this quarter. Ball comes into Kevin Moroney in the back pocket. Kicks across goal to Roberts. He couldn't take the mark. He's now under pressure. Fiddle gets around Kiranua. Turns it over to Jay McGrath. Goes back. Kicks it. Ooh, big contest. Snap around the corner from Goulden, but it's another behind. 4 goals, 9.
Yes, incredible. They've, I think that's 1 goal, 6 or something for the quarter. There's someone down on the ground here at about 25 metres out from the goal square. It's a Buffalo's player. There's no suggestion of anything untoward. It might have just been in the contest before that.
Yes, it was a heavy contest there. A few big bodies flying. And I think that Buffs player, still trying to work out who it was in the middle of it and just got crunched. So another kick out from fullback will come from Dylan Gordon of Buffs.
Just keep an eye out. I'm just wondering if it's Xavier Grant. Again, he went off in the first half. No, it's Cameron Stokes, in fact.
Bradley Stokes.
Bradley Stokes, yeah.
Brody Carroll now works it out, hands it out to Turnbull, who hands it over the top. Ball work forward to Graham. Buffs supply the pressure, work the ball back, but he's tackled. Umpire says play on. And a free kick paid to Buffs. Jacob Lakoviak, I think it is, kicking here. Good mark from Thomas Graham. He's been playing in the ruck today. He's got plenty of options, plenty of plays with their hands up, but he'll just go along to the top of the square. I don't mind that.
Oh.
But the Buffs defender was strongest and tallest in the marking contest. Looks to rebound. Buffs now working it out. Yet to really have a forward foray this quarter. Can they work it there now? Not on this passage of play. Ball worked out, and we'll have a throw in on the Buffs side, sorry, on the Tars side of the wing.
So the boundary throw in on the outer side. There's been plenty of action early in this third quarter. Not all of it purest of football action, but umpires called for a second attempt at the boundary throw in this time.
They've been trigger friendly today, the umpires, but they've been consistent, which is all you can ask. They've been very good. Graham on Stokes in the ruck. Graham hacks it out. It'll be Luke Roberts first to it, the youngster. It's worked over the boundary line again.
So Graham and Aaron Stokes once again do battle in the ruck contest. Graham takes it out of the air and kicks the ball forward. Inside forward 50, running onto it back there is Rich. Hands it off to Collis. Collis tries to swing it back, but he's met with some body contact as he kicked the ball, and that affected his kick, and it's drifted out of bounds on the full.
Rich is one player who's come alive this quarter. He's played in the wing the first half, moved forward, and he hasn't all been good, but he's having an impact. Free kick called by umpire Lancaster to one of the Collis boys. Bit too far out to score. Plenty of opportunity ahead of him. Kicks across.
Oh.
Good mark there from Graham.
Gee, I thought they were going to get in each other's way for a minute there, but Graham, he's had a pretty good start to this third quarter as well, getting himself involved a fair bit in the play, and gee, they've had some opportunities with set shots from similar positions in this quarter, Will, and just see what the ruckman can do this time.
Ruckman might not be the play you want to have it in front of goal, but we'll see how he goes with it.
Oh, the worst looking kick of them all, and it's gone straight through for a goal, about 3 metres off the ground. It wobbled all the way through, but it's through for a goal, and I think that one puts Tars back in front.
Yes, it's a 5-point lead. 5 goals, 9:39 plays, 5 goals, 4:34. Waratah now take a 5-point lead against Darwin. And it should have taken them about 2 kicks, but it's taken them probably closer to 6 or 7 to get that lead back. And now the momentum all the way of the Tars this quarter. Some ill discipline from Buffs, coupled with some spirited Tars play. We'll have a restart this time. Alistair Darcy on Thomas Graham has probably been one of the best players for Tars this quarter. Umpire Morrison to restart play. And Graham again hacks it forward. Tambo will be first to it, but you can't take it cleanly. Taps it forward. Stokes now takes it, kicks it. It's a good mark. Sambono to Darcy. And he finds Jacob Lakoviak. The kicking probably just within his range. Just outside the 50 by the time he takes it. But he looks confident and he'll back himself here. And why wouldn't you when your team needs a lift? Plays on. Gets a bit of extra meterage. Not a great kick. Gee, that's a shocker. Out on the full.
He was obviously trying to take advantage of that player standing on the mark rule, but just kept going and eventually got run down by the player on the mark and affected his kick. Oh, this is almost a turnover, but Carroll was good enough to take the mark.
Had an absolute crack of a game last week, Brody Carroll. 3 goals he kicked. Close to most possessions on ground. And yeah, very good game from the captain.
Some untidy football here. Just a simple switch pass went over the head of Stevens then, and he couldn't keep it in play, so Darwin Buffaloes with an opportunity with the ball deep in their forward line, a boundary throw-in stoppage. Plenty of numbers from both sides around the ball here. So from the throw-in, uncontested in the ruck, and Carroll wins the kick out, but that's going out of bounds as well, and out of bounds on the full, and is a free kick coming back to Darwin Buffaloes. Jaden Kickett's going to take this kick. Goes short and hits up Bowles about 10 metres closer to goal. Bowles as a leading player in the forward pocket, but working back there was Dylan Collis. Managed to get a fist to the ball, good defensive work, and saw it over the boundary line.
Ball thrown in. Carroll takes possession, gives it off to Turnbull. Said that a couple of times today, but Turnbull's run down by Bowles. Good strong tackle.
Yeah, he just tried to break 3 or 4 in the end because he didn't have much other option, and got caught.
Kicks it across. I think it'll be Collinson taking the kick inside forward 50 here, looking to give it off. Finds Remfrey. He throws it on the boot. Didn't really look, just threw it and hope for the best. Ball will now come out to the target of Magro. Oh, good strong mark against Jackson Clark. He's never really going to win that one. And interesting play there. Didn't quite pay off. Collis now wrapped up. Bowles takes it, throws it on the boot. A few numbers up forward. Touch there by Stevens, rolls out the back. Buffs getting creative. Is that a goal?
Yep.
I think it is, and that's exactly what they needed. They're back in front. 6 goals, 440, plays 5 goals, 939.
And that was Anzac Lakoviak again, but O'Dwyer was just running back with the flight of the ball, and looked like he was almost trying to force it through for a rush behind, but didn't want to do it too obviously, and ended up missing the ball, and Lakoviak pounced on it, hooked around over his shoulder, and kicked his 3rd goal for Darwin. So that pushes them back in front. So a seesawing game here, and after Tars wasted plenty of opportunities early, Buffs have settled with their first goal of the quarter and grabbed the lead back.
Umpire Lancaster restarts. A good leap by Wilkins in the ruck. The Tars work it forward. Brody Carroll in the thick of it. Good strong tackle. An umpire will call for mine. Still a bit of feeling as we see Buffs player go down. Nothing untoward. But in tight games it can tend to simmer a bit, so we'll see how that pans out for the rest of the game. Umpire calls a free kick in favour of the Tars. Player just held in the ruck there. Hands it off. I think it's Magro, kicks it forward. Doesn't find a target. Eldridge will get to it first if he can take it cleanly. He does. Hands it back out towards Kickett, but Clark will... Oh, no, he's corralled by the player. Heavy tackle. Collinson out now to Eldridge. Streaming out of the back line. Kicks it. Couldn't quite mark it. Was Lakoviak. And the siren for 3/4 time goes.
So yeah, a quarter of opportunities missed, I think, and Buffs just lost their way a bit early in the quarter, I think, but managed to settle things down with the last goal and see themselves a point in front at 3/4 time. So all to play for in the last quarter. It should be fascinating to see how it pans out, Will.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be back shortly after this break. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval in Darwin. It's Darwin holding a 1-point lead, 6 goals, 440 against Waratah, 5 goals, 939. Welcome back to Gardens Oval here in Darwin. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season. It's round 4 clash between Waratah and Darwin Buffalo, and we've just had a slight correction to the scoreboard. It's 5 goals, 8-38 Waratah, trailing Darwin 6 goals, 4-40, and a 2-point margin in favour of Darwin as umpire Emma Stark restarts play. And Robbie Turnbull will get the first clearance of the quarter. Kiranua taps it forward, but it's pinballed around in that back line. Comes to Carroll now, who's wrapped up, can't get the ball out. And umpire Stark will call for a ball up. And Stu, we've just noted the 3 Lakoviaks will start forward for Darwin this quarter.
Yeah, had their own huddle before play started, so obviously got something up their sleeve for when the ball comes forward, but squirts out to the outer wing now. Chopped off there by Goulden. He goes by hand across to Collis, but his handball was slapped down. Goulden's back onto it again, picks up cleanly. Hand passes back inside nicely to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer goes long around the outer side. The big young ruckman couldn't take the mark, and Buffs tidy up. Jared Stokes on the end of this one. He's called to play on now and kicks long, deep inside forward 50. That was a long kick over the back. The opportunity for Lakoviak. Anzac Lakoviak just couldn't take possession of the ball, and it spilled out over the boundary lines for a throw in next to the behind post, and Buffs deep in their attacking area.
Almost unlucky not to get a free kick there, under a lot of pressure, but wasn't quite held. And it looks like Buffs will have the first opportunity to score and try and break this bout of momentum that Waratah had last quarter. Umpire throws it in. Be Gooch who taps it down. And Stevens gets on his bike, hands it over to Collis. He gets it to Goulden, who hacks it forward. Kiranua at the bottom of it.
Oh.
A clash of Tars plays. Collis on Kiranua. But McGrath picks it up. Handballed over. A sling tackle, which means it'll be Stevens who takes the kick from half back. Not a great kick to Cree. And Stokes mops it up.
Oh, it's a free kick off the ball.
And again to Waratah.
Yep, against Jacob Lakoviak that time. Probably anticipating that Cree would pick the ball up on the half volley. And now a 50-metre penalty, so things just not going Buff's way. Lakoviak wants to be careful here. He'll give away another one if he gets in the area. Play on now as Cree's got a spare player out wide here. And that's Katanach. Takes the mark, runs inside 50, chips in towards the top of the goal square, and the mark's taken down there. Brody Carroll, is it?
I think it is.
Deep forward, so after all of the disposal errors we've seen from Waratah, that was a good one going inside 50. Just put it out in front of Carroll, and it took a strong mark overhead, and surely Brody Carroll kicks a goal from the top of the goal square wall.
One of the nicest guys going around territory footy, I must say, Brody. And he's not a big player, but he definitely played it big there. Good strong mark ahead of him. He walks in and he kicks the goal. Happy with that one. And the forwards get around him. And why wouldn't they? Just put them in front by 4 points. 6 goals, 8-44. Waratah lead Darwin 6 goals, 4-40. And Carroll on a bit of a buzz there. He'll start in the middle at this centre clearance, this centre bounce.
Yeah, well, it was surprising to see him bob up deep in the forward line there, but he's obviously worked his way to get there, or he's in some sort of rotation that puts him there, but not normally the person you would expect as the lead up forward, or the hit up forward, but got the job done that time, and Tars with the first blood in this last quarter.
And he can kick them, Brody Carroll. He kicked 3 goals last week, so he's no stranger to the goals, but as you said, he usually doesn't find himself up there for long periods. Play restarts now, and Graham gets it forward. Turnbull couldn't quite take it. And Cree hands it over the top to his ruckman in Graham. Hands it back to Crocker now. Gets it through to Dowd. I think a mark was paid there. Probably just made the 15-metre mark. They're running forward. Crocker couldn't take it. Kiranua tries to tap it back to him. Now hands it back to Bowd. And Graham again, he's worked his way into this game very well. Collis's kick was smothered just outside the 50. Shepherded it off by Clark, and Eldridge kicks it forward. There's a man on. Lukoviak, Mihail Lukoviak, he'll run onto it, picks it up, takes a bounce, runs inside 50. He's run down, but he gets the hands out. And there'll be a snap towards goal, but it's gone across the face, and that's out on the full from his brother, Anzac Lukoviak. Bobbed up early with 2 goals in that first quarter. I think 2 goals in that first half.
And kick one in the third, their only goal in the third quarter as well. So Tars just settling things down in the back half now. And look to remount another challenge. The chip kick comes out. Ross takes the ball out in front. Mark's not paid, in fact. Play on's the call. Ross ducks under before being tackled, and accordingly gets penalised for holding the ball. And now an opportunity for Sambono down on the boundary line there. Going on what we've seen previously, I think we've struggled to score from there. He's looking to kick. Oh, there's a player all by himself running out of the goal square. And that's Stokes, I think.
Aaron Stokes.
Aaron Stokes, yeah.
Kicked their first goal of the game today.
Yeah, so he was just in space all by himself coming out of the goal square, and so now he's got the opportunity to square the ledger for the quarter and put Buffs back in front. Pretty measured approach as he comes in on that left foot. He's kept it close to the right-hand side, but just snuck it inside the goalpost, I think, and there's the answering goal that Buffaloes were looking for to Aaron Stokes.
So they regain the lead. It's 7 goals 4-46. Darwin leading Waratah 6 goals 8-44. And a goal apiece to start this final quarter as we get towards the 7-minute mark here at Gardens Oval.
Alistair Darcy in there continuing to do the ruck work for Buffaloes, but I think Thomas Graham's probably been the most dominant ruckman on the ground today, and he's in there again for Tars. So Tars will be looking to take advantage of the work that he's been doing so far. He gets his hand to this one again. There's a holding free kick paid off the ball. It's going Buffalo's way, and it's going to Charlie Sharp, who's got a bit of a defensive role in the middle, I think, on some of the Waratah players. Kick goes down. Gooch on the second grab couldn't quite take the mark, but
umpire will pay it.
Oh yeah, I think a bit of confusion between the umpires there, but Gooch will take the kick and kicks straight down the middle of the ground. Turnbull gets a hand to the ball, but it spills over the back where Eldridge tidies up for Buffaloes. He chips the ball forward. He's got a couple of players running forward to the ball. Lukoviak comes off the bench, takes possession, kicks towards goal. He hasn't hooked that back enough. That was Jacob Lukoviak, and a minor score. And yeah, there was 3 Buffaloes players there in plenty of space as that ball came forward after it was turned over just backward of centre. And the Tars players obviously slow to respond to get with them.
They hedge out to a 3-point lead. It's Graham the target here, but Collis will fly. And in fact, it'll be Dylan Gordon who takes the intercept mark. Not a great kick forward though. Stokes gets it out to Thomas Clark. He kicks it forward to a lead, but Lukoviak couldn't take it. He'll pick it up with his hands. Tries to dance around the Tars defenders. Tackled, gets the hands out. Collinson throws it on his left, kicks it forward.
Smashed into the post. Gee, looked like a goal all the way, but yeah, smashed into the post there. So now it's Buffaloes not taking their opportunities going forward. And Gordon's kick is off hands, and Carroll just hands it off out there to Crocker. He kicks it around the boundary line, but off hands and out of bounds on the outer wing. So just got 9 minutes gone in this final quarter. It's been 1 goal apiece so far, so Darwin hold that 4-point lead that they had at 3-quarter time.
Thomas Graham taps it down to Turnbull, who was wrapped up. Ball comes out, Collis hacks it forward. Brody Carroll trying to pick it up. takes it over the boundary line. Under pursuit there. And Graham on Darcy again. It has been a good battle in the ruck. As you said, I think Graham's come out on top. Darcy won that hit out, but Graham has also been very good around the ground. He's had an impact all over the place.
And he's won the free kick here, so he's looking to give Tars another forward entry. Runs off around the player on the mark, kicks straight down the middle of the ground, but lost the setup. Godden drops the mark, falls into the hands there of Rich. Rich with a snapshot round the corner, and he's missed to the right-hand side. Gee, there's been some gettable goals missed today, Will.
Yes, they have, and in such a close game, it could be one the Tars come to rue. 6 goals, 9 they now sit on. 45 points they're on, trailing Darwin on 7 goals, 6, 48. This Buffs now looking to rebound from their back 50. Daniel's the target, but he's on Graham. Couldn't edge him forward, and Gooch takes it. O'Dwyer, they're out to Kadanak. Graham pled his case for a mark, and an umpire has allowed it. Again, not sure how close it got to 15 metres, but it didn't matter as Lukoviak smothers it. And again, he'll have a go. Might be out on the full. No, umpire says he was pushed over before he got his boot to ball.
So the big fella Graham having a rest, and the young bloke Wilkins comes in to do the work against Darcy this time. So Wilkins makes his way to the front, gets a hit down to Magro. He couldn't take the ball cleanly. Now he picks it up, tries to run and drag a Buffalo player along with him, but eventually the ball gets turned over and bounces here at halfback. Hand pass forward there by O'Dwyer, and Tars looking to work the ball into the middle of the ground, and Goulden takes the mark from the chip pass. Another short pass here to Collis, and
gee, that was a shocker.
Collis.
We've got a few numbers if they can go quickly. He goes to the big man,
Darcy.
And Darcy. The play will be held up, giving Tars opportunity to get back. I really wanted to go quickly there. Stokes kicks it forward. Sambono couldn't mark it, but he'll crumb his own ball. Gets it to Anzac Lukoviak. Went to fake the handball, runs around, gets onto his right, kicks to a strong lead. And it's Aaron Stokes who takes a clever mark. And he'll be about 35 metres out from goal, almost directly in front.
Yeah, Aaron Stokes playing permanently full forward now. He's spent some time in the ruck, but they've gone away from that option, and he's given them some good service up forward. He kicked the last goal, and now another opportunity. He's got 2 for the day, so an opportunity to stretch that lead, and his kick's on the way. Looks like he's pulled this one to the right again, which has been pretty common at that end of the ground today for no apparent reason.
He has been moved forward, but I don't know how effective it's been. They need to find someone with a bit more accuracy up there. As Tars restart play, what a great kick out. This will be Roberts entering the forward 50 for the Buffs. Stokes could crumb it. No, umpire calls a free play on, advantage given.
Stevens.
He kicks it out. Finds his man in McGrath. Good mark on the wing. Hands it inside to Magro. Magro goes forward. And Collis now hacks it forward. There's a 2-on-1. Arnold gets it over the top. Corey Rich runs into an open goal. He'll kick it, and the crowd loves that one. Rich finally gets his first major of the day after a few missed opportunities. Puts the Tars back in front. 7 goals, 9, 51 plays Darwin. 7 goals, 7, 49. 14 minutes through this last quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, that was one of the cleanest passages of play we've seen all day around the outer side there, and Tars just ran hard, got into position, and got the outnumber with the hand pass over the top, and a simple walk-in goal in the end, which is obviously the most efficient way to do it, particularly when you consider the opportunities that they've missed today. But Catanach was involved on the other side as well, so he's on this wing as we look to restart, and the big fella Graham still off the ground, but hit out's won by Wilkins for Tars. They force the ball forward. Carroll now running inside forward 50. He kicks long towards goal. Just terrific defensive work on the line. Dylan Gordon, I think it was back there, got his fist to the ball and saved a certain goal, just punched it through. And now I think we've got a blood rule here. Robbie Turnbull's being told to come off. And they need to find a replacement pretty quickly.
It'll be
calling him to come on. Yeah, it's Cameron Arnold who comes on to replace him. Anyway, play's underway again. Short pass in here, and Paul Campbell takes the mark. Inside defensive 50, chips round here. Look at Bowles!
Paddy Bowles couldn't hold on to it. And Sharples will take it over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in.
A couple of enthusiastic kids in front of us here, Will, making a bit of noise. Looks like we've got another blood rule. And it's all skin off knees by the looks, so gee, they want to strap them up quickly and get people available to come back on. So Joel Crocker replaces Collis. And speaking of Collis, we've called Dylan Collis a bit, but not Will Collis. So he must have gone off injured early in the game. Didn't notice that. There's a free kick here.
It'll be Cree.
Yeah.
Looking to come alive again. Kicks it. Oh, wasn't a great kick. Bit too much on it. And it was taken there by Kevin Moroney. It's been solid in the back line today. Gets it across to kick it. Another one who's been quite good for the Buffs coming out of the back line. Clark over to Stokes. Tars look to regain possession. Magro's tackled with it. Thomas Clark, the offender here. And he's paid the free kick, holding the ball. Great tackle there from Thomas Clark. Hands it off to Dylan Gordon with a long kick into space, and it looks like Gooch could get to it first. He does. Gets it over to O'Dwyer. Tars working it forward. O'Dwyer again, almost held without it. In fact, that's what the umpire's called.
Pretty clever by O'Dwyer there. He knew he was going to be tackled as soon as he took possession, so just didn't do so. In fact, it's not O'Dwyer getting the free kick, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, that's Bowd who took the free kick. He's been pretty solid in defence too for Tars today. The ball's down towards the centre wing now. Stevens wrestles it out of there. Hand passes across to the big fella there in Graham, but put his teammate into trouble, and now ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. Stevens tries to bundle his way through. Gee, there's some strong tackling happening, and Carroll eventually finishes with the ball, chips into a loose player here. It is Will Collis who's back on the ground now, and he kicks long. He's got a player in some space. Oh, going back to the flight. That'll be a free kick for front on contact. Advantage is paid. The goal's kicked. I think it was Joel Crocker on the end of that. And the crowd going crazy here in front of us. But yeah, some good work. The free kick was paid. Crocker pounced on it and finished with the goal to put Tars back, to increase Tars' lead out to 8 points.
And it was an important goal for Waratah. Puts them 8 points up. Time is now becoming a factor for Darwin. Just speaking about how good Brody Carroll's been today, and it was his cool head there which got them forward. Had a number of players running forward and didn't necessarily need to take the mark there because they had the crummers, and it was, as we said, Joel Crocker who ran onto it and kicked the ball forward.
So 19 minutes into the final quarter, and Waratah have got stretched out to that 8 point lead, which is just about their biggest lead for the day, I would think.
Buffs just given their first warning for the 6-6-6 rule with an unmanned wing. Play underway now as Darcy kicks it forward. They know they need to move quickly. Lukoviak held, he'll get the free kick. Plays on. Good smother there from O'Dwyer. Carroll throws it on the boot. Only will go as far as Campbell. But the Tars player did well to smother it. Dribbles it along the boundary line. Crocker now inboard to Gooch. Couldn't take it. It'll be Dylan Gordon. Throws it onto his boot. Kicks it forward. Lukoviak takes the mark. Needs to go quick. Holds it up. Hands it over the top. Gee, don't know about that. Stokes took it. Was very creative. Hands it over to the big ruckman in Darcy. And he's tackled. Umpire calls play on. Collis needs to get it out of there. He does. Finds Stevens. In fact, it was Wilkins. Here goes Collis now. They've got the players on. Kiranua takes the mark in the middle of the ground.
Magro screaming for it forward. He's in plenty of space, but Kiranua just held it up, chipped it out to Stevens. A long hand pass forward, and now an opportunity. Magro's on the end of it eventually, out on the half-forward flank. Chips him forward, looking for Collis.
They've got players on.
Collis takes the mark. He plays on now. Cook kicks around the corner, puts it through. He could have hand passed it across to his teammate on the goal line, but Will Collis is finished for Tars. And as the clock ticks over 21 minutes, you would think that Tars might have just about done enough now to take the points.
Yes, 9 goals, 963, plays 7-7, 49. A 14-point margin. We don't know how long's left. But if Buffs are any chance, they need to get on their bike and they'll need 3 goals.
So yeah, more goals kicked in this quarter than any other. Tars have kicked 4, Buffs have kicked 1, but yeah, that lead out to 14 points now means 3 goals required by Buffs to snatch this game, and the way the game's gone, you wouldn't see that happening, but stranger things have happened. Tars again win that hit out through Wilkins. Ball's loose now, and Amarash Ross just taps it back. Collis on the end of it, hands over to his brother, and the kick comes down towards centre forward. Streaming out at the ball was Rich. The bounce didn't favour him, went over his head, and a free kick's been paid off the ball here. It's going to go to Kiranua of Waratah. Jackson Clark doesn't like it, but Kiranua, I would think, will take plenty of time over this one. He's got a free player forward, ignores that, turns his back on him, in fact, and he'll just go back and just take some time off the clock and make sure that Waratah are in control as the final siren approaches. Haven't called Kiranua much today, one of his quieter ones, but a couple of important touches late in the game. Plays on now around the player on the mark. Play on's the call. I think he's pulled that one to the right, so it's a behind, and Dylan Gordon looking to bring it in, hoping to move the ball quickly, goes short to kick it. Kick it takes the mark. He's got Jackson Clark running through the centre of the ground, spills the mark. Kiranua tidies up with a hand pass back here to Goulden. Goulden's kick smothered, falls back to the favour of Kiranua. Hand passes over the top to Carroll. Brodie Carroll chips one straight up the middle of the ground into the hands of Dylan Collis. And Collis marks about 30 metres out directly in front, and if he kicks this one, it'll be the absolute sealer, Will.
Absolutely. So the clock's been worked down there. Haven't kicked any more goals. Obviously, Kiranua missed one earlier. They're doing a good job in using the clock to their advantage. Collis walks in. Gee, not a good one.
Goodness me. Just scraped in for a behind, and boundary umpire was almost ready to call that out of bounds, but overruled by the goal umpire. And Buffalo's continuing to go short out of defence. Kick it again, looking for Clark. That's a poor kick as the siren goes, and Waratah have just outlasted them, I think. Will, they came from behind at 3/4 time, but were much stronger in the last quarter.
Yes, they answered the challenge. They didn't have a great second quarter there, and Buffs definitely got on top. Some ill discipline from the Buffs, however, in that third quarter brought Tars back into the game, and they've run out 16-point winners. 9 goals, 11-65 against Darwin. 7 goals, 7-49. And that wraps up our coverage here of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season here from Gardens Oval. As we mentioned, Waratah take the 4 points today in what was an arm wrestle of a game, but a very good one at that. I'm Wills. With me today was Stu Davis, and we look forward to hosting you next week as well.